I sometimes wake up in a hotel room, disoriented to time, place, and even person, especially when I go to Asia. The Japanese have a word for this temporary confusion that they call Boke. Jet lag bokeh is a variant, as is aging-related bokeh.
We all have those senior or not so senior moments when memory fails and activities of daily living suffer, at least to a modest degree. But the depths of my dementia go further. As an occasional public speaker, I have always had the fantasy of sharing how profound this cognitive impairment is with a larger audience. Alzheimer's disease is said to be the most common form of dementia. In Japan, the government is changing the official word for dementia from chiho, which means disease of cognition associated with stupidity, to ninshisho, which means something like cognitive condition without the pejorative connotation. Allies in the Alzheimer's Society in Quebec are trying to eradicate the French word démence for the same reason. It demeans people. So let me share my fantasy. I believe that I have Alzheimer's disease. Like all of us, I am aging on a continuum of changes in body, mind, and spirit. I'm an amateur Buddhist who sees Buddhism as a spiritual science of mind. Suffering is seen as an inevitable part of human nature, and ignorance a major source of such pain. Buddhists echo Plato in suggesting that as we come to embrace our mortality, we come to really live for the first time. How do we think about the slow death of our mind that Alzheimer's is portrayed as? What I believe is that the words we use to label our aging-associated cognitive challenges have the power to heal or to terrorize. Alzheimer's is a frightening eponym, 2 words, a man's name and the word disease. But as the Canadian Alzheimer's Society official t-shirt suggests, the story is changing. Perhaps we need a more enlightened view of what we do not need to call Alzheimer's disease. On a recent trip to Norway, I met another amateur Buddhist, Arne Naess, who invented the term deep ecology. I used Arne's sense of the word deep to call for a deeper bioethics of dementia. Arne could wax eloquently about being the youngest philosophy professor at the University of Oslo many years ago, as his Chinese wife helped him remember how to tie his shoelaces. He reminded me of the often quoted clinical phrase, "If you have seen one case of Alzheimer's disease, you have seen one case of Alzheimer's." A central expression of Arne's philosophy of metaphorical language and long-term environmental responsibility was that we all need to learn to think like a mountain. Maybe we should think more like a mountain about dementia. I sometimes wake up in a hotel room, disoriented to time, place, and even person, especially when I go to Asia. The Japanese have a word for this temporary confusion that they call boku. Jet lag boku is a variant, as is aging-related boku.